Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake from his phone.
And this is Mac from his computer.
Yeah, my big, stupid, expensive computer over there decided it doesn't get to attach to the internet at all today. But at least I get to sit in my comfortable chair.
Well, you got to take the wins where you can get them, Jake.
If I was a professional, though, I'd have my own nice studio with sound paneling and a nice microphone and everything. Like what's this? Our guest.
What is this I see?
Our guest today, the reigning U.S. Middleweight champion, Jordan Karst. Jordan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
No kidding.
Man, no worries.
we got the chance to meet you in Vegas for the North American Sumo Championships, where you took second place, but that still qualified you for the World Games. And if I recall, that was kind of the first time you really bothered to try sumo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that story? How did you get into sumo? How did you decide to just show up and I guess I'll take silver, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Well, for a lot of my spare time, I am the head associate coach for UNLV's wrestling program. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of out of the blue. We don't get a lot of requests as far as maybe any kind of events needing our help or community stuff, except when we do the outreach there. We'll help out with the Renaissance Fair and stuff like that. Cool. Kelly had reached out to us, me specifically first, and I had no idea what to do. Needing a couple extra mats. That way you guys could put the doyo over it. Mm-hmm. And kind of sat there. I was like, hey, coach, can we help them out? So we put it together, kind of pointing them in the right direction. And then Kelly also had asked if we had any extra athletes. We had a practice one day and our head coach went ahead and announced it. And I even sat them this could be a great opportunity. I don't know about you guys. I don't know anything. Do you know anything? Everybody said no. But then when I said, who wants to go ahead and try it out? Crickets. Absolute crickets. And this hurts especially because I'm the upper weight coach. And so when I'm looking at my 6'4" heavyweight who's 275, 280, I'm like, you don't want to try it?
The sport's kind of built for you.
It's made for you. It's made for you, man.
You like Greco-Roman. This is it. This is the same thing. It's a little different, but yeah, Greco. Everybody said, no, coach, I can't. Or, oh, coach, I got to do this. Oh, class. I'm like, all right, guys. Okay. So we're going to tell this man no, huh? And that's when our head coach said, well, you know what, Jordan? You should just do it. And I was like, that sounds terrible. Yes, I should. Because mind you, I had taken a pretty big break at that point. And so I wasn't really doing any competing, just a lot of training, getting in shape. I was like, I don't think I can, but yeah, let's go ahead and sign up anyways. Let's see what what happens with that. So we spent and just to keep going, sorry, you guys are
go.
Hot damn, I'll ramble.
Dude, no, hey, you're doing fine. I have wanted to know your story ever since we met you. I'm like, oh no, tell me more.
For sure. Okay. Just remember, you said that. Now,
yes. We'll just stop you in a couple hours when we need to eat or something.
Yes, there we go.
Oh yeah, that works. So let me see. At that point, we had about, I want to say 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks until it happened. And so literally my time at home, my time at work, my time, I don't want to say this really, but sometime at practice was me kind of on YouTube, kind of browsing through Google, browsing through whatever I could, just learning, okay, what am I doing? What in the heck am I going to sit here and do? So I think the biggest thing that I spent the most time on was the pre-match rituals.
There you go.
The only thing I told myself, it doesn't matter if we lose. It doesn't matter if we don't win anything. What matters is I don't go out there and embarrass myself And then all these people are like, who the heck is this guy?
You
What is he
focused on the
thinking he's
chirichozu.
doing?
You were great.
Yeah, none of that. Like, who let this joker in the building?
Mhm.
He
It's like,
didn't even
oh,
do the chirichozu right.
he's doing the
Oh.
rituals right. It's like, okay, he must be
I
competent.
was
He
so
knows it.
worried.
You fooled us.
Oh.
You fooled us with it. We're like, who is this guy?
That's all that mattered to me. And then honestly, like I was kind of saying, it's got a lot of similarities to Greco-Roman, just add in a belt and maybe a smaller circle. And so a lot of the practicing was us just lining up in front of each other, just doing a couple goes, see how it went.
Mhm.
As far as techniques, didn't know too much at that point, didn't see a lot at that point. So it was a lot of underhook throw bys, a lot of body locks, a lot of wrestling, which came to find out some of that doesn't translate.
But some of it does. Some of it
Some of it
does.
sure did,
Yes.
but yeah,
Some of it does. The stuff that I was doing did not.
Specifically, quit trying those lateral drops at the edge.
We were talking about that before we got on the show. I'm like, oh, he's so close.
Pretty sure I'd have a spotless record if I wasn't trying to do risky throws, but it happens. We learn. That's the best part about being human. We learn.
So 3 weeks out, you were focusing on the chirichozu, doing a few practice bouts. Mentally, what are you thinking at this point?
Honestly, you know what? I've had a long history of stressing out about athletic competitions. So this really wasn't any different. Granted, I mean, you guys could understand I wasn't super invested at this point. It was more of like, oh yeah, I'll go out, I'll try it. Kind of be an ambassador for the team since nobody else wants to go do it after we've kind of sit there and built this little bit of rapport with one of the administrators.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Honestly,
no, we get it. We get it.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, to me, it was still a competition. So I was like, well, let me make sure I'm properly ready for this. Let me at least train a bit harder. Let me still have like rollouts and stuff before we do this and we go to this competition. So I still treated it kind of in the same respect as really any athletic event I've done, but I completely forgot the question. I forgot where I'm at.
No.
What was like your so what were your like expectations going in? Like, were you looking at it as like yeah, you said you wanted to be like an ambassador for the team, make a good showing because you were hosting the event at your gym and stuff, but like where'd you really expect it to go? Did you think it would be a one-off?
Honestly, I thought it'd just be like a weekend thing, gave it a shot. Oh, that was fun. Oh, I'll go to work on Monday kind of deal. Wow, that was pretty cool. Do you ever want to do it again?
Did you know?
If it ever comes back. Yeah, my God. I can be real with you guys. I did not expect any of this to happen. I didn't find out until the match where I qualified. It wasn't until I found out right before that what we were all having bouts for. And immediately I was like, oh no. I was like, why am I here? I can't do this. What? This isn't for me. I'm not invested. I can't. Coach, our head coach is like, well, Jordan, I mean, you're kind of here now. You are a sumo wrestler now. There's really no other way to look at this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let's go out here and do this. Let's see if we can do it.
Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here. This is what we need to do to recruit more people, Jake. We just have to not tell them what it is they're competing for and then just say, oh, no, this is for a national rank. This is for a spot on the national team. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're now committed. You're in.
Yeah.
You're in now.
You're vested.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, so that so in the course of getting there to that match, you lost to Patrick Chavis, who placed at the previous year's nationals. So that by no means was a bad loss. And then you went undefeated until the finals there in Vegas. You beat last year's middleweight champion Aaron Conway. That's Karinga. You beat Eric Wynn, who's another. Eric used to wrestle at like heavyweight.
Oh yeah, no, Eric's got one of the best tachi eyes I've ever seen right off the line too.
I could.
But then you ran into the other big freestyle wrestler who decided sumo is his thing now. And Mac, have we seen Andrew Roden lose yet?
I haven't.
I
If we have, I don't know about it.
But about
can
as
see
close as he's ever been. You took him
Mhm.
to the edge there. But no, that was a great ride. But yeah, so tell us a little bit the team that you coach for. That's with the university there in UNLV. So you're just a local guy that Kelly managed to bring in for fun, but
Ensnare.
yeah, ensnare. That's a great word.
The right word is ensnare.
Tell us a little
It's
bit
partly
about.
my fault.
Oh no! You don't take blame for that. No. Don't admit blame. Don't admit fault.
Tell us a little bit more about your team, and what else do you do? Like, what other sports have you competed in? What's your athletic background? I guess.
Okay, I'll just start from the top then. Well, with Team UNLV, I originally am a wrestler that went to Utah Valley University, which is Division I in the Big 12. I had decided that upon receiving my degree that I would go home, would start coaching, start giving back for the opportunity that was given to me so that I can go and get an education. Couple years into that, I assisted with my local high school that I graduated from and trained off and on, kind of just getting in shape. During that, the head coach for UNLV had found me at one of the duels and had been specifically tracking me down
Uh-oh.
to come out and use my final year to wrestle. At that point, I had redshirted my freshman year, and then I had competed 3 years as a varsity wrestler in college. And so I really didn't have a reason to say no, which was the hardest thing to deal with.
Crap.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I go out and wrestle for them, contingent on the possibility of me being employed with them afterwards. Obviously, can't really guarantee someone like that, an opportunity like that. And there has to be some proven work and proven ability to coach and stuff,
Right.
which I kind of had some of that, not enough. But going through that season, which was officially my last season as a folk style wrestler, built a lot of rapport with the team. I helped them out in areas they needed help with. Got really close to the coaching staff, which ironically were all my high school coaches except for one.
There you go.
So
So they
that
already
leads
knew
into
you.
the reason why they stopped me.
Yeah.
But then after that, we went to the Ncwa Nationals. I placed third, fourth, either or, in the nation, and I did this by wrestling pretty much the entire tournament with a broken wrist,
Oh, geez.
going through the whole thing. And
Oh.
so my coach is like, "Hey, your wrist looks pretty bad. Is there anything you need right now?" I'm like, "Oh, I need a job offer right now. That's what I need."
Never mind the flopping wrist. We're good here.
Yeah,
I'll take a job.
Don't look at the shattered wrist. Where's my job offer?
Yeah, there you go. That's the spirit.
So after that, I join on as the assistant coach and I start helping out, and it pretty much flows from there. Like I said, Kelly reached out to us to just get some mats, and really, this is kind of my fault. And I'm going to explain to you why this is kind of my fault.
Oh,
So
uh-oh.
I am the only UNLV coach that puts this position in any of their social media, in any of their LinkedIn, any of that.
Ah.
And so I'm the one that gets all these requests. I'm the one that gets all the, "Hey, coach, I'd love to come wrestle," or the, "Hey, are you guys busy as a team? We'd love to talk to you about this." Anything like that comes to me.
The webmaster.
Exactly. I didn't perceive this issue before, but it got worse and worse over time. Not so much as these are bad things, but oh my God, I don't have time to respond to all of you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then Kelly reached out. Originally, I did not respond to Kelly because I was so busy. And from me, he found Coach James and then got in contact with Coach James. So that worked out for the best.
Now,
Still partly my fault.
But how did the rest of the coaching staff react to your silver medal at Worlds and qualifying for the World Games?
Oh man, everybody pretty much lost their minds. Half of them were confused. I won't lie to you. The coach that I had grown up with, who had initially introduced me to wrestling, was like, "Hey, the hell are you doing? What?" My dad, who's been a part of my athletic career from the get-go, same with my mother and stepdad, all three of them are just like, "Really? What? Are you what even is? How do you do sumo?" I'm like, I don't really know too much, to be honest.
Congrats, I guess, but what?
Congrats.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like everyone across the board, athletically associated with me or not, was just like, really? Are you serious? I was like, yeah. I don't know what to tell you guys.
It worked.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
And then
And
another
then,
4 months, and you bring home a
gold
national
medal.
gold medal. Yeah.
And then I think to answer your second question, as far as experience in athletics, did a lot of football in high school. Almost went to college for football to Nebraska Kearney. Instead, decided to wrestle. Did a lot of track and field as a thrower. And then when I had originally came home from college, I had stepped into rugby for a while, for about a little over a season. And then I started wrestling again. So that's pretty much all of my athletic background.
Tried a little bit of this here and there, but yeah, it's fun to see. There's a lot of paths to sumo. A lot of them go through like jujitsu, or some people just, they like anime, they like Japan or something, so they'll try it out or whatever. But I think it was fun watching you wrestle, because it's like, that guy is a collegiate style wrestler. That was plain from the get go. It was really fun to see.
Starting to get yelled at for that at this point.
But now you've got something even bigger on the horizon. Now you got the World Games. Yeah. What have you been doing to get ready for that? What's been going through your playbook on how to prep?
Honestly, it's been consuming more sumo, whether that's me practicing moves, whether that's me watching it, reading it. I find the biggest thing, just like when I did wrestling and still do wrestling every now and then, is that you don't just have to be practicing to get better at wrestling. You can always consume more wrestling. And that's what makes the difference between your average wrestler and your great wrestler. So with sumo, I can't really tell you the names of the events I've been watching, because I can't really remember them too well. Looking at them is hard for me because they're all in Japanese. On YouTube, for some reason, none of them are in English. But
we can probably help you out there.
Yeah, we can assist with
Perfect.
that.
I would imagine so. Just about every big tournament they've been holding for the last like 4 or 5 months, I've been doing my best to watch and stick to. As far as training, ironically, I've gone back to a lot of football training, a lot of driving, while also incorporating the uniqueness of sumo, needing to keep my feet flat, dragging across the mat.
Don't pick your feet up.
Exactly. Continuing pressure, bringing that knee up as soon as I extend my arm. A lot of stuff like that, as well as really focusing on a lot of pushing and pulling geared workouts.
A lot of lineman drills.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So a lot of people, when they work out, they'll have like their upper body split, or like back and bi, chest and tri, that kind of stuff. For me, they're full body workouts. They're either focused on a pull day or a push day. Simple. And so there's a lot of power cleaning. There's a lot of sled drive. There's a lot of lat pull downs.
Well,
so just kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get a smattering of everything.
Yeah.
You getting the Shiko in there, the leg lifts?
Yes.
Excellent.
Now that we've sat and had time to work on it, and I understand the idea behind it, now I'm practicing it daily.
It's a very
not
funny thing.
myself.
Yeah. It's a very funny exercise to like try on your own and be confused by, but then like, once you have somebody tell you how to do it right, or you study it, it makes sense. But it's very weird to try and figure it out on your own.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank God I think it was Ed who pulled me aside. Thank God for him, because I didn't know what I was doing while we were there in Utah.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jordan, I'm gonna explain this very easy to you. Super simple. What you're doing is completely wrong. I'm like, okay.
Thank you.
I'm like, that does make it super simple. That's good.
All the things you're doing right now, don't do those.
Forget them.
Yeah.
That not exactly verbatim, but that's pretty much what he said. He's like, this looks terrible. I was like, oh, okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
So then, go
ahead.
No. Go ahead.
But also watching Coach Roy do them and kind of lead me through them was perfect. Helped a lot.
Yep, that was what I was going to ask. If you had the chance to, in your practices, if you've gone to Roy Sims. I think he was talking about maybe having a training camp at some point for the World Qualifiers.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think I haven't heard an update on it. It may have already happened, and I apologize for that because I had decided to go wrestle in the U.S. Open for freestyle. Now I did get to practice a little bit with Roy when we had that training day when we were in Utah, and wow, man, man, I got checked pretty quick. Roy is an amazing coach, man. I went up with him a couple of times and immediately attacking one side, I'm off my balance. Palm thrust right to the schnoz. I'm disorientated. I'm like, holy cow.
As long as it's
I'm
open
like,
hand, you're clear.
Yep. And honestly, and which is funny because it's all part and parcel for how the way I've been coached since the beginning. In my personal purview, if you're not getting your butt kicked, I don't really think you're learning too much when it comes to like jiu-jitsu or wrestling or even sumo. So I mean, losing and kind of getting my butt kicked just tells me I can get better. I'm going to get better.
Yeah,
that's a good philosophy.
Yeah, and not to take away from his experience and his skill, but Roy is also enormous, and that helps.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
He has fought on that stage many times too. He knows what he's talking about. Oh, I believe that.
He's and just due to some shakeups, he's actually a teammate as well as a coach now. So so that's good news for Team USA as a whole. But no, we're hoping to connect with him. And I know I looked it up. I think originally the first date I ever saw for that training camp was like last weekend or maybe this weekend or something like that. I don't know. I hadn't heard any updates either. So maybe they're still doing some stuff, but yeah, I know that there's I did see that you got some merch announcements coming through. You got your Team USA gear on the way now?
Yeah, super excited about that. It sounds like from the correspondence that's been happening for the kind of the group message that we have going on, that it's going to be through Rudis. Now, I think there were a couple of people who were like, "Oh, I got to go look those up." Okay, for me, I was like, "Yeah, Rudis." Okay, sounds good. I mean, to me, okay, yeah, I love Rudis. Rudis is a great wrestling brand. You go ahead and get those warm-ups.
Awesome. Hey,
I'm not going to fight
take
that.
it. Take it.
Yeah, no, I'm the last person in the world who know the difference between one brand or the other. But you know, if that was your first reaction, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just really excited. I do know that they were kind of kicking around the idea that the World Games might be holding a opening ceremony where we all get to walk in like similar attire for USA. Oh my gosh, that's a dream come true. I can't wait for that. I understand the importance of warm-ups, and warm-ups are really cool, but I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see it on TV. We can't wait to be like, we know them. We saw them wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah, for that one, it sounds like we're going to be 100% fans on that day. We're not we're not traveling for that one, but
you guys are so personable.
No, well, thank you, but
you don't have to lie to the listeners here, Jordan. But
you knew what we were like at FitCon, just running around.
Yeah, but no, either way, I am excited to see a big tournament like that with all the people that we've gotten the privilege to meet over the last year and stuff like that. It's been a ride, and we're rooting for all of you. You know, you guys know that. I was curious. One of the other things that you mentioned to us that I wanted to bring up, you do voiceover work as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not a little apparent.
I don't know. Gee, the setup that you've got back here, I don't know.
Tell us about that. I do. You know, the couple of things I always like to talk to people about when we have them on the show here is, how'd you get into sumo? Because everybody's story is different and weird and funny in its own ways. And then what else about you is goofy? Because you got into sumo, so we know you're goofy in some ways. So,
all right,
what's over on the side sounds like sounds totally on brand, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Well, to be honest with you guys, I've only been doing this for maybe a year, maybe a month ago. This has kind of mostly been hobby stuff, but is kind of growing for me the more I the deeper I go, the more I train, and the more I network and meet people and coaches. During the pandemic, obviously, we weren't allowed to wrestle. I wanted to go to the last chance qualifier for 2020's world team trials to qualify, but I couldn't because we had a mandate barring us from travel. And I believe at that time, the last chance qualifier was in North Carolina, South Carolina, something like that. And so at that point, I'll be honest with you guys, I've been an athlete since 14, or really a dedicated athlete since like 14. And so over the years, like artistic outlets kind of just fell by the wayside. Obviously, at some point you start specializing as an individual and kind of figure out what your stuff is. And I just had nothing to do during COVID. I didn't know what to do. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just start doing stuff that I'd always wanted to do. Let's see what sticks. Let's give it a shot. This was the third thing I tried. So the 2 priors did not work out because I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot I wasn't that good at this. This is kind of rough. One of them was painting. I am a terrible painter. And so this all started because I went on Groupon. And I was like, you know what? Let me just see what's around the area. Maybe they've got some free like training class or something going on. And they had a $20 info commercial over at the voice actor studio here in Las Vegas. And I sat there, I was like, okay, it's like $20-25. I would love to go and hear more about it. Little did I know it was like a 4-hour class for $25. And not only did they kind of teach me about stuff, we even got a few reads in their professional quality booth. And upon leaving that, and I was pretty nervous the entire time. Even leaving it, I was like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. This is a lot just to be in front of people and to be in a booth like this. I don't know if I can do it. Melissa, the absolute ray of sunshine this woman is, she's an awesome teacher. And if you ever see this, Melissa, I apologize. I haven't been in the studio in months because of Sumo, but you are wonderful.
Blame it on us, Melissa. We're sorry. You can blame it on us.
It's those Iowan nerds. They're dragging me away to do interviews and stuff on Sumo, and yeah, no, that's funny.
But anywho, she sat there, was like, hey, that sounds pretty good. You've got a little potential there. You should really consider doing this. Consider learning, coming back to class, do the beginner course, give it a shot. You're not going to know if you can really do this unless you actually commit yourself and try. And here I am a year later. I do some TikToks, YouTube channels, a lot of independent ads, independent promos for a company called Voice Bunny. So now it's slowly building. There's a lot of work for me to practice and learn a process, and it's kind of my thing now. Now I actually have a creative outlet.
No, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's wonderful. It was super scary at first, but now I really enjoy doing it.
That's really cool.
Okay, so now he's got sumo wrestling extraordinaire and now voiceover acting. I mean, seriously, this we have to look for him everywhere now.
I don't know if I have anything else interesting besides that. I play Pokemon Go, if that helps.
Oh, that does help, actually.
Oh, okay, good. I was
Jake,
come on,
Jake, give him his due. Give him his due.
That's so 2020.
Whoa. More like 2017, 2016, but
oh God, you're right.
Yeah, that was about 2016, 2017, because we were all at one point there was a group of about 8 of us that were walking around at night going from Pokestop to Pokestop. Just be like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's a Magmar. Get the Magmar.
No, what I'm thinking of is I got back into it. I got back into Pokemon Go over the pandemic, mainly because my wife needed somebody to trade gear with and stuff. So
that's awesome.
But no, but yeah, we're real excited to see you at the World Games. Any other tournaments on your radar so far?
Well, to be honest, I'd love to go to any and all. I just kind of got to figure it out. I do know, I think I saw, obviously I want to go to the US Open, without a doubt. I know that's a little farther down the line, but yes, for sure, without question. I got to start looking more at the actual events that are happening around America for sumo, because regardless, I'm going to have to travel. I think Texas was looking at holding one soon.
That's June 11th.
June 11th. Okay, good.
Yep, that's the Cowboy Cup.
I'd be looking to do that for sure. That sounds like an easy flight. Texas is wonderful. I absolutely love Texas. So any excuse to go to Texas is A-okay in my book.
You've also got the Consulates Cup in September.
Yeah.
Where's that one? I would love
Also
to go
Texas.
to that. Oh, okay, great. Hey, look at that.
You got one in Dallas, Fort Worth, and then the other one's in
Austin.
Austin. Thank you. I was going to say San Antonio. I'm like, nope, that's not right.
Yeah, so
You know
those
what?
are the
That's a
ones
great
that
opportunity. Yeah.
those are the ones that we know of for sure that are like locked down because we've been we've been trying to help out where we can there. But yeah, it's just kind of tough. There really isn't a great standardized list of official tournaments anywhere yet. That's one of the things we're trying to work on. But yeah, if I knew about them, I would want to go to all of them, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, honestly. I mean, if I'm gonna have to sit here and represent the nation in sumo, I would much rather practice, compete, and at least do you guys justice rather than be like, oh, this is my first time. I'm just gonna step out for you guys. We'll see how it goes. Can't guarantee nothing. Maybe I'll go 0-2. Let's see. I'd
You're a
rather not.
World Games qualifier, man. What are you doing?
I'd rather not. Yeah, I would feel so bad.
oh man. Hey, as long as you don't get lifted up like who was that one in the pro sumo today, Mac? Somebody got lifted up like a little baby and carried out.
That would be Tobizaru.
Yeah. Oh,
I saw that today.
poor little guy.
So wait, do you follow pro? Do you follow pro sumo?
I don't know any of their names. I just continually watch everything that's being streamed.
Well, that is
That's
the one thing, like I said earlier, we can help you out there. That's the one thing where we can
Would
take
love
you
that.
under our wing and help you out.
Yes. Just tell us
Perfect.
who you want to
That's
follow,
supposed-
and we will provide that
Yeah.
information.
But
Perfect.
but yeah, no, like I said, we're super excited to see you at the World Games. It's been a pleasure meeting you at Vegas and Salt Lake City, having you on the show tonight and all that. But yeah, if people are interested in following you and your journey through sumo and other wrestling, what's the easiest way to connect with you? You've got like Instagram or Twitter or anything?
Yeah, it's all there, to be honest. At this point, I kind of have to, given sumo and voice acting. I think, let's see, Twitter and TikTok are the same. Both of those are at the Voices of Karst, and Instagram and I'm not too
It's
sure. I
just
think
too
maybe
much.
it's just Instagram.
It's too much.
That's,
He's too
it is too
popular.
much.
He's too
It's definitely
popular.
too much. First of all, I hate social media. It's very difficult for me.
It's
So
okay.
all
We'll
this learning and
we'll
getting
reach out
comfy.
to your agent and
Yep.
and hook
Yes.
you up
Just
with
put us in touch with Melissa, and we'll go from there.
Hey, that she's more like a guru. I don't know about an agent. You could get me in trouble. That's an insult, I think. I don't know. But for Instagram, it's definitely at the Jordan Karst, and I think that's about it.
Very
All right.
cool. Well, yeah, we'll be seeing you again real soon. Thanks so much for joining us, Jordan. It's been a great time.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high.
and keep moving forward.